Yeah, I realize it's butt crack early in the morning. You know, going to work like I normally do, but I got here early, so I got like 45 minutes, and I will try to make this video short, man. But I just feel the need to rant. So the other day, I saw this video that BGS put out. Black Gnostic Speaks. If you don't know who he is, and it was a short documentary film about this woman who she lives in the Bronx. She's got she was in this film. She was pregnant with her third child. Her other two kids had been taken away by the state because she just was not a competent parent. And here it is in this video. She's pregnant with her third child, and she's in this program to help women who are at like a high risk of having their kids taken away. And watching this film just totally pissed me off, in that, here it is, you've got this woman who's just completely irresponsible with her reproductive system, and then she goes out here and has sex with a man who's, I don't know how many kids he had, but the point is, he had no business having unprotected sex with this woman, and she had no business having sex with him. Now, one of the things I thought was interesting in the video was that she said the two of them were sitting in their little freaking, well, it wasn't that little, but they're living in this like, some type of low income Section 8 looking shithole of an apartment, sparsely furnished. I mean, like, their dining room table was, one of the little card tables that I have in my garage. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, you fucked this guy unprotected, and he has no job, he's got a criminal record, he's not doing anything productive, and he's sitting there with a laptop and his DJ mixing machine. Like, what the fuck? You gonna have kids with that guy? Seriously? And then, to make matters worse, like I said, she's in this program. So, they show her, she's going to her little classes and meetings and shit. And, she's sitting there with these fucking social justice warrior type, college social work. They didn't want to do something challenging, with math or something like that. So, they go out here and they get these worthless ass social working degrees and all this crap. And then, they preach this shit to these girls. Oh, it's okay. You need this program. You need that. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, all these chicks and all these chicks like her, all they're doing is fueling a fucking industry that is profiting off of the dysfunction. I mean, if these example, right? These people that work as far as in these social work programs and stuff like that, if these women weren't out here having these kids like this, they would have no job. There would be no industry for them to work in. None. There would be nothing for them to do. So all it does is it's just fueling this taxpayer funded fuckery. It's fuckery. I can't think of any other word to use. It's just fuckery. And then, to make it's the court system, right? She goes to court. There's one part of the video she goes to court, and then, like, I remember seeing these two cops walk out of the building that she was in, and I'm just like, yep. I mean, this is all, I've said this before in other videos, this is all a cycle. There is a cycle. There's a cycle. There is an industry that is fueled by the dysfunction and the bad decisions of these women and these guys that fuck these women. And it needs to stop. Because, you know, like I said earlier, the hardworking men who get up every day and bust their ass and work all this overtime, and then when they get their check, all this money has been taken out for taxes to pay for this shit. I mean, just think about this. It's the woman gets pregnant, right? She was already some type of living with her, like her mom or something like that, who's already in a Section 8 whatever situation, okay? So there's that, right? There's the person who owns the building, the rent that's paid for that. Excuse me. Then you got the social workers and the classes, all these, like I said, all these government funded programs to, you know, keep these women from doing dumb shit. You got the food stamps, the cash assistance, the free medical, all this stuff like that. You know, again, that's another industry. And then once these kids that they have, well, hold on. Then you got to put these kids through school, right? Then the kids need special programs and other stuff like that in order to keep them out of trouble, in order to keep their head in the books and not be all fucked up and dysfunctional, which then don't work, because then the kid goes out and, you know, does whatever crime and then gets caught up in the legal system, and that pays the lawyers, the judges, the cops, the prisons, all of it. All of it. It's just this constantly, I mean, all this woman is doing, all these people are doing, is making more dysfunctional people, which then further feed this system. And the thing is, and I hate to say it, but if we weren't fueling this stuff, if we weren't paying for this shit, these people would be dead. They would either die of starvation or just not be born at all, because eventually the women would have to think, hey, you know something? I need to think before I wait, does this guy have a job? Does this guy seem like he wants to be a family man? Is he going to support me as I'm sitting home pregnant and, you know, taking care of these kids? Or is he going to run off? Well, if he's the type of guy that wants to be there, then yeah, I'll deal with this guy. But if he's not, then no, I can't fuck this guy. And then, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a eugenicist, but fuck it, I guess I am. You know, I'm not saying that there should be a government program or something like that to watch over people and, you know, decide who can and can't have kids. But I think if we eliminated the welfare system and the prison industrial complex, there wouldn't be a need for it. I guess you could say there would be like a natural form of eugenics. But that's not happening, and it's probably not gonna happen. And people are fucking pissed off, and they're tired of this stuff, tired of seeing it. Especially black people, I think, well, or at least black people who are thinking, because I know me, I'm tired of having that label on me where people think that, you know, instantly think that, yeah, you know, he's black, so he's got all these baby mamas and stuff like that. And the thing is too, I mean, the main thing too is that it's not the majority of black men who are like this. The thing is that for some reason that I don't know or understand, these guys, certain select, at least the types of men that black women seem to be attracted to, those are the guys who already have, you know, the several baby mamas, and I don't get it. I mean, it's not uncommon. I know I've heard the statistic before that supposedly the majority, not all, Jesus Christ, I didn't say all, but supposedly the majority of black women who have kids with multiple men. And supposedly there's more black women who have children than don't. So it's pretty much, again, I don't know where these stats have come from. It's just stuff that I've heard, but also it seems to be reaffirmed in my observations. It just seems like the majority of black women out here have multiple children with multiple men, and those for some reason those are the men who keep having kids with these girls. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, what I try to do is I try to step outside of myself and look at it as if like I was a woman, right? So if I was a woman, I would say to myself, well, okay, I have X amount of time, where I'm fertile, right? I've got from my late teens to about maybe 35, in which, I'm gonna be desirable to men who have means, and I've got to capitalize on that, because if I don't, and I get pregnant by the wrong type of dude, then myself and my children are going to be asked out. So what I need to do is figure out how to find a guy who's gonna protect, provide, and support. So if you're not the type of guy who's gonna protect and provide and support, then I'm not letting you have access to my ovaries. It's really that simple. But for some reason, a lot of women, I didn't say all, and a lot of black women, I didn't say all, don't seem to think this way, right? Now, yeah, the guy might say, oh, I love you, and this, that, and the third. Okay, that's great. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say, but what you need to do is have a job, and what you need to do is, prove to me that you're gonna, stick around. So I'm not giving you the guts until you put a fucking ring on his finger. It's that simple. Again, these chicks don't think like that. And something else too that really totally fucking baffles me, right? She had sex with this guy, with the DJ equipment, but did they ever think that maybe once he got her pregnant, or once he, okay, not even once he got her pregnant, after he had unprotected sex with her, did he ever consider that, they got the Plan B pill over at, Walmart and Walgreens and Target and all this shit for $50? I mean, god damn, dude. $50, that's all it would have took, and this whole problem would have not. Hell, you know what? I would be perfectly happy if instead of having all these programs, for these girls, they had, let's have a morning after pill program. You know what? I would be like, if they're gonna take money out of my taxes and fucking buy a fucking big ass jar of those pills, shit, I okay, yeah, I'll do that, man. Give them that, without a doubt. But that, I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon, because this system knows that they can profit off of these chicks, so they're not offering free emergency contraception, and I kind of wish they would. Anyway, that's about 15 minutes, so I think I'm good.